Hi everyone, and welcome back to card number 2 of this series of fun fold cards for my December 2020 class. I think this is my favourite of the 3 that I'm presenting for you this time round. I'm not really sure why, but just sort of makes me smile just to look at it. Oh, I'm just checking my volume and that seems to be okay. Cool. Okay, so this is, as I say, card number 2, and hopefully this time we won't have any interruptions. I've packed my father off with his ill-gotten gains in his truck, in his van, and hopefully he won't be back. Well, he will be back, but not in the next half hour or so. Okay, so this one is called a crisscross card, and as we make it you'll see why. The crisscross part is hidden up under these little beautiful daisies at the moment, so there's definitely some crossing and crissing happening, and it's got this really nice little insert here that you can pull out. So again, we have 3 places where you can stamp your sentiment. We have the front here with the in plain view. We have behind the little card, and we have the card itself. So there's lots of opportunities for lots of layers of sentiments and saying hello to somebody with this one. You can write on here. Probably couldn't write on there, but you can write your personal message in there, or you could pop it on the back if you wanted to. And I was thinking also with this card it'd be really nice to have, like, you could put a gift card or something on the back here, so that it becomes not just a card but a gift card holder as well. But I really love this. It's using the this one's particularly using the Ornate garden paper and the ribbon, which is just to die for in my view. And plus we've got some nice rounded edges using the corner punches as well. Okay, so as I said with the previous card, all the products I've used in these cards I will pop into the comments of the video, so you can actually have a look and see if you'd like to order some of those as well. So let's get started. This is what your pack looks like for this one. Lots of little bits and pieces. So you can actually see that rather than just give you plain leaves and plain daisies, I have actually run all these through the various embossing folders as well. So the flowers were through the old world paper embossing folder, and the leaves and the little flower centers were through the textured I can't remember now, isn't it? Tailored textures, something like that. As I say, I'll pop all the products and everything used into the comments. Okay, so let's get started. So the predominant colour with this one is there's Old Olive, which is the green that I've used. The centres of the flowers are Bumble Bee, which is a bright, lovely bright yellow. And I think that's about it actually. Yeah, the other colour in the ribbon is Cajun Craze, I think, which is really lovely as well. Or it might be terracotta. Anyway, I'll have a bit of a look at that as well. Not instilling much faith here, am I? Okay, so putting all these bits and bobs aside so I don't lose them, you've got some daisies. So you've got enough cut daisies to make 2 big daisies there. You should have 4 leaves. They've all also been using the punches from Stampin' Up. The punches are a really good option actually if you're a beginner or you don't have a die cutting machine. You just buy a series of punches and you basically can make whatever you like with those punches. They're nice and easy. I've got a couple of little circles there, also using punches for our daisy centres. I've got some sentiment boxes here for our sentiments. So as I say, I can't stamp these for you, so hopefully you've got your favourite sentiment that will fit inside that box nice and snug. You've got your ribbon, of course, which is also from the Ornate Garden Suite. You've got inside there, and I have already punched that with just a normal old, the circle there with just a normal old, paper punch, like just a round paper punch. So hopefully if you repeat in this card at home, you've got one of those in the drawer like we all seem to have. Then you've got some of the designer series paper from the Ornate Garden. I've cut that into triangles for you already, and they are basically going to sit like that at the front of the card. And then I suppose the highlight of this card are these pieces of designer series paper cut with the triangles. So how I've basically cut those is they are 11" by 4 1/8" pieces of cardstock. So basically they're half try and put them away, that explains it. They're a full piece of A4 designer series paper, basically, of cardstock, A4 cardstock, cut in half, and then scored at 5.5, and then just cut from the centre to the bottom on both sides. So from the centre to the bottom on the left hand side, and from the centre to the bottom on the right hand side. And those two pieces will actually be glued together like that to form what I promised you, our crisscross. And that's where our crisscross is. There. Okay. So, probably the easiest thing to do, just get all this stuff out of the way so we don't lose it. You guys know me too well that I lose things. We're going to pop these two pieces together to form our crisscross. So just grab some glue, whichever glue you use. Pop that onto the one that you decide you're going to have at the bottom, and to be honest, it really doesn't matter. Pop them together like that, so one over the other, and before your glue cures too much, just make sure that first of all they're lined up, but they will fold and fold flat when you fold them down. So I've got that slightly skew with. There we are. So that they will fold like that. So you've got a little classic looking envelope there. And grab your bone folder once you've got them folded and just score them flat like that. Okay. Then what the best thing to do is, once you've got that, just open that up. Get your piece of Whisper white cardstock that I've cut the right size to pop at the back like that. And we want to pop that one on, because once you've folded your card and secured those crisscrosses, you won't be able to get that one in. So just pop that one, and it should have a fairly large border, probably 1/4 inch, 1 centimetre, or 1/2 inch all the way, 1/2 centimetre all the way around. Okay, so once you've got that in, we get some double-sided tape, or you can use glue for this, but I prefer double-sided tape. And we're going to pop double-sided tape onto, a bit of glue there, so we decide which way we want our card to fold. Okay, that way. So we're going to put double-sided tape onto the inside, so as close to the bottom as you can, so that your little insert fits properly all the way down, like that. And then we'll fold that there, take that off, put that one down, and then pop some double-sided tape onto this one so that the top one can stick as well. Okay, rewind. I'm so sorry. I've taken you one step too forward. I'm doing this today. We need to pop our designer series paper on this one first. Okay, so I'm going to keep that on. We'll use double-sided tape to attach this. I would normally just use glue, as you guys know. Gosh, interrupted by Dad this morning. Now I've made a false start with our paper. So the paper is cut to fit our two triangular fronts. So we've got the daisy one that fits on the front there, or whichever one you've decided to, that left hand side panel, and then you've got this one here to sit on the inside. So they've been cut so that you'll have quite a nice little border all the way around. So attach that one there. Now we'll come back with another piece of double-sided tape and we'll pop that on there so that we can then put that one and force it down. Okay, cool. All right, so now we want to put our second piece of paper on there, and we're just going to use glue for that. Here's me saying that I was going to do videos for these because otherwise it'd be too difficult. I'm not exactly making it easy, am I? Okay, so we've got our other piece of designer series paper on the front. Okay, so the sequence there is put your 2 pieces of cardstock together, pop your white piece on the back, then pop your piece of designer series paper on that front flap, put double-sided tape across, and then force it all closed. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense. And you get your pretty little envelope. Okay, so we'll pop that one. So now what you could probably do, if you wanted to, is pop your sentiment. If you're going to put a sentiment here, before we've got all our daisies and things happening, we'll put a sentiment there. So what, again, I think I pointed this out in the last video, one of my favourite sentiment stamps is the Peaceful Moments, and I've just popped a little thank you, which is from there. So we'll do that with this one. Just a little thank you in some black. Just on that back little peekaboo panel. There we are. Okay, so that's our little envelope part done. What we might do now is actually assemble our little insert. So we'll bring back our little white and old olive pieces there that I've already cut your little hole in. So try and line up the circles that I've cut for you and just pop those 2 together. Just like that. And again, you can bring in your favourite sentiment or your favourite punch. I've actually used, because I've got thank you there, I've actually got the carry-on sentiment in the stamp set is you shouldn't have, but I'm glad you did. So there, I've popped that in that bottom there. So you can carry that on with your sentiment. You can leave it blank for writing. You could pop your little gift card or whatever you want there. Just, you know, and I've also stamped it with the little daisy just to bring it, the decoration from the back, from the front into the inside. Okay, so what we're going to do then is bring in our ribbon. So you've got 2 pieces of ribbon there. So fold them, line them up together so they're the same, so the ends match. Fold them in half, like that. Then feed them through the little hole. You knew the hole was there for a reason, didn't you? Fold them through there so you've got a loop, and then just feed the ends back through the loop and pull them tight-ish. Don't go too mad with the pulling because you will break your hole. But there, so you've just got a little tag of ribbon there that you can use to bring out your little central insert there. Okay, so that's that bit done. Right, we might do the front now. Do our beautiful daisies. These are just my favourite things in the whole of Stampin' Up! At the moment, or have been for a couple of years. I love the daisies. So you've got 4 individually cut daisies, and they're going to be put in 2s, in pairs. So we're going to get some glue, and we're going to glue those together. And as I say, they have been popped through the old world paper embossing panel, just to give them that sort of, I thought paper, you get paper daisies, so these are paper embossed daisies. I'll do it with the other one as well. So you've got those lovely sort of dimensional sort of daisies there. Okay, so then what we're going to do is pop them onto the front of our crisscross envelope, and I'm just going to glue one, and I'm going to put the other one up on a dimensional. So I'm going to pop one on up here with some glue, Try not to overlap too much, especially if you want to put this into an envelope, because you're going to have to get an envelope that's long enough. So don't try not to go too far over the edge if you've got a snug envelope that you're using. Then this one, I'm going to pop it up on a dimensional, just so it sort of overlaps a little bit. So it pops up a little bit, just like that. And just off, just below your other one to the left. Okay, then we're going to bring in all our little leaves and our centres there. So, oh, leaves are stuck together. Just grab some glue and just pop your little leaves in up and under where you want them. I've got one there. One sort of sneaking its way back there. One sort of there, sort of so it overlaps the insert a little bit, which I think is quite pretty. And then we'll tuck the other one up over here. There we go. Nice. Okay, so we'll put our centres in now. So just pop a little bit of glue into the centre of each of our daisies and pop your daisy centre in. Like that. Not quite centre that one. There we go. So, isn't that lovely? It just makes you smile. Just lovely. Anyway, I love those daisies. Okay, so our sentiment here, we've got two sentiment boxes. I really like the green, the white with the green on top. So the sentiment I've used here is For a True Friend. And that's actually in an upcoming stamp set that's available to customers next year or early next year, called Dragonfly Garden. And it's For a True Friend. But really any sort of, sentiment that you've got that's appropriate and matches that little sentiment box would work. For a True Friend. Here we are. And because I'm going to sort of have that sort of nuzzled in behind that daisy in its final position, keep your sentiment up to the left hand end a little bit, unless you've decided you don't want to do that, then go for it. If you've got a really long sentiment that you want to keep, you want to show the whole lot of, then that's fine as well. For a True Friend. I'm going to mount that sentiment with glue onto our larger sentiment box here. Just like that. And that looks a bit weird, I know, because the sentiment's sort of hard up on the left-hand end there. But trust me, I know where we're going with this. Okay, and then pop this onto some dimensionals. And as I say, we're going to feed that in behind that daisy to a certain degree. Like that. There we are. Okay, so that's your crisscross envelope card. I think that's really, really sweet. As I say, that's my favourite of the three, I think. So you've got an insert there you can write on. You can attach a gift card, put a gift card on the back, something like that. You've got area for stamping there, you've got area for stamping there. So there's no end of things you could use that. You could sort of mix up the decorations, do something a little bit different on the front as well. But that is just, I think, put something on the back even. That is such a lovely little card there. So hopefully you've enjoyed that. That's card number 2, or tutorial number 2 of our Fun Fold December class. I'll clean up a little bit and I'll be back with the third very soon.